First, there were 8. Then, there were 9. Now, there's 8 again. Jermaine walks, she tells us why, only here on BBLB. What a day. What a day. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Big Brother's Little Brother. There is only, of course, one story today. I don't even need this. It's 10 a.m. Jermaine walks into the dining room, a la here. Like that CGI? Yeah, CGI. And announced that she wanted to leave Big Brother, and the lady is not for turning. At 12:03, she started to pack her case in the bedroom here. The magenta bedroom, as we call it at the moment. There you go, down there, lovely. And then left the building via the diary room and not the entrance, as we all thought, at 42 minutes past 12. Rest of the housemates, never guess where they were. In the hot tub, in the hot tub, in the hot tub. Let's take a look at what happened.
I'm leaving.
Sorry, everyone, but I've got a suitcase to pack.
Where are you going?
I'm going home.
Why? Were you fired?
I'm going.
Oh, my God.
I cannot do it. Everybody knows I disapprove of reality television. If you take my advice, you will get me out of here fast. I didn't expect this level of squalor, either mental or actual. This was a mistake.
Big Brother has made all the preparations for you to leave the Big Brother house.
Tears of relief, I think.
Thank you, Jermaine, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I shouldn't have done it, and I don't like making mistakes, but the important thing when you have made a mistake is to register. Don't you think?
Thank God! Great God Almighty, we at last.
I asked them to do that, and they did it with gusto. Now, we believe Jermaine has now gone to spend some time in the country with her dogs, Michael and Magpie. But before she left, Davina caught up with her to find out exactly what happened.
Jermaine, I can't believe you're sat here, because out of all the housemates, I would have probably put you last on my list of people to walk out, and I'm gutted because I loved you in that house.
Well, I feel a bit upset about it too. I mean, I'd rather have stuck it out and got evicted in due course. But it got a bit tricky for me. The first time it got really tricky was when John was being taunted about the Diet Cola, because that's how kids behave when they're bullying other children. And we all know that bullying's become an absolute crisis in schools. Now, we all know that Big Brother is a bully, but in this case, all the housemates joined in the bullying, and you remember they taunted him. They didn't have to repeat what was said in the diary room, but Big Brother knew that they all would. And I didn't know that, and I just watched, and I thought, I really don't like this.
All of those housemates had gone up to him individually or in pairs, which you didn't see because you weren't there.
No, I know about it, though.
Had all gone up to him at different times and said, John, come on, we need you. Please come and... Yes, please come and join in. We can win you your cola. Everybody tried really, really hard, and you weren't necessarily party to that because you hadn't been there.
No, I think I knew that.
At those times. So after a while, I think, what happens is if somebody's just getting the cold shoulder a lot, then eventually you say, oh, well, what the heck? You've made a rod for your own back.
I had something happen that has never happened to me in my life before. Twice he turned his back on me when I was speaking to him.
I saw that.
And then there was the time where he looked so woebegone. I think he might have even been wearing his undercrackers, as my driver calls them. And I held my arms out like this. I just thought, oh, you poor bugger.
He did look like he needed a hug, didn't he?
And he just turned and literally, well, if you could call it running, he kind of ambled and loped off into the bathroom or somewhere. Yes, we did try that, but, you know... And he
But
was
at the
at
end
fault.
of the day, Jermaine, the sad thing is because one of the points was that you were upset about him being bullied, but if you saw him now, I don't know if you have seen him since you've left, he's as happy as Larry, he's back in the group, and that's the amazing thing about Big Brother, is that if you work your issues through with the house and with the housemates, it can turn round. Like, I'm sure everybody, as I did as a viewer yesterday, thought that there was no turning John round, that he would never talk again, but he did.
There's no turning him round the long way round. I mean, that
No.
tank is not coming round.
No.
He's still going to have repellent
left-
views about people and a repellent way
Yeah.
of talking to them.
Yeah, but you know that's John and you're never going to change him. But the thing is, you left because of the bullying.
I left
and
because
now
of that.
it's all changed.
Well, trouble is I have to make my judgment and move on it because
Of course you do, yeah.
it's like that thing you say to yourself, am I just carrying out orders or is something going awry here, you know? I mean, you're playing the game according to the rules. Big Brother is a bully. I wouldn't mind betting that John is sometimes a bully too. Well, certainly the way he talks about Booby he is. But the thing that's important to me is that I managed to keep my
Dignity.
ducks in a row.
Right.
No, not my sanity.
Your
All right.
sanity, yeah. But can I ask you in what way you think Big Brother is a bully?
Well, it depends. You see, we have no way of knowing what happens accidentally and what happens on purpose. But I couldn't see the point of removing our bedclothes. It was freezing cold, and having horsehair blankets put instead, especially when Big Brother cannot seem to understand climate control.
But, Jim, that was part of the challenge, because it was the medieval challenge. But all it takes, because if you, in the welcome pack, it says if there's any problems with maintenance or...
Please. We went to Big Brother so many times, hundreds of times. For example, the most obvious one I can think of is the thing about the milk. The milk got drunk by a particularly selfish housemate early in the morning. You know who it is. It's the demon snacker, the absolute JCB of snackers who comes bearing down on you, and nothing can come between that woman and her snack. Nothing. And so I had said, please don't drink it because we've got barely enough to last us out the day. So we then asked for milk. No milk.
But you see...
No milk even this morning. Because Big Brother's a bully. He knows you want something, so he makes you wait for it. The thing that really did put the kibosh on it for me was, you have to understand that I went into the Big Brother room and was asked who I thought was fragile. And I said John, and I said Brigitte, because I don't believe Brigitte's performance of hearty excitement, jolly campus.
She has two sides to her, doesn't
It
she?
strikes me as demented. That if that's having a good time, I hope I never have one. And I was concerned about her. And to have brought her mother-in-law, who from her first marriage, who is not associated with any happy memories, and confront her like that, she was in shock for a while. She was kind of dazed. And then she began to panic and grieve. And I just thought,
But again...
I cannot be a spectator to this. Because in my situation, what am I going to do? I can't protect her without appearing to, or maybe attack the older woman. There was nothing I could do.
But you don't need to protect her.
Yeah, but I
Because
can't stand by
actually-
either.
Because actually, she was briefed, as all normal housemates are briefed, not just celebrities. And we brief people and tell them exactly what could be coming their way. Expect the worst. It is evil Big Brother.
Well, maybe
It
that's
is
why I
tough.
had to clear out. I didn't want to see my mother airlifted from her
Fine.
nursing home
I completely
and dropped
understand
into
that.
the compound. Jesus.
That would have been a great idea. We probably would have done that later on in the show. But at the same time, people are briefed before they go into the house to expect the unexpected. Do you see? So that when they go in, do you understand, though?
Yes, I do, and I was prepared for unexpected things.
But not just you.
That wouldn't involve me in behaviours that I actively
Dislike.
disapprove of, or that I considered degrading to me.
Right. How did you feel degraded?
I didn't stick around long enough.
Okay, cool.
But it was getting a bit peculiar. I certainly wasn't going to have my palm read. Now that would be degrading.
I just want to get your impression on some of the housemates. Now, I know from diary room entries that we've had with you that you're very, very good at this. So I just wanted to ask you about a few of them. Now, about the girls in the house. Queen Lisa. which I think Queen Lisa, it was so appropriate that Lisa should become Queen.
She was already Queen.
She was Queen. And I love the way she wouldn't let go of the crown at the Revolution. She was quite happy to be part of the Revolution, but I won't let go of the crown.
Actually, if only we'd had a proper revolution, but we could never have done it, really.
Why?
I mean, to get everybody to take off their microphones and sort of assemble as a workers' army and say, no, Big Brother, this isn't going to work, because we ain't going to go along with this. Well, it wouldn't have worked because I don't think we could have talked Caprice into doing it in under about 4 hours, which we didn't.
What did you
really
think of Caprice?
She is very beautiful. She has the most perfectly toned body I've ever seen in my life.
Makes you sick.
She has a will of iron, and nothing about her is spontaneous. Nothing.
And what about John?
John? Well, one of the interesting things about John is that he has a series of scripts, fixed positions, that when he brings them out in exactly the same verbal form every time. Now, most people have fixed positions, but they express them in different contexts in different ways. Now, when you talk to very, very old people, they sometimes tell you stories that have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And if you interrupt them, they have to go back to the beginning. He's like that.
Did he win you round at all?
Not what? To
John?
His,
At all as a human, but like, it
He
seemed to
got
me that you
everything
had
wrong.
a little soft spot somewhere for him. Not at all.
No. In fact,
He
he just
loved
got
you.
I know, but for the wrong reasons. You
looked after
are
him.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Why? Because I did the housework, get it? He thought that as a feminist I would walk about in filth up to my elbows, but I couldn't.
He's come into the diary room a couple of times and said, please tell Jermaine to come back in because I really miss her.
Oh, for God's sake.
He has. What can I say?
Crafty
right,
old
next up,
bugger.
Baby the House. Surprisingly popular in the house. We thought he might be an outcast because of his age, but he's not. It's Kenzie.
He's adorable.
Now, why do you love him?
He's absolutely, first of all, he's intensely creative. He's completely uncalculating. He is there for a good reason, because he needs to raise the profile of his band. His band is too big to ever make a bob. I don't know how, but he wants to keep it together, you know. And his two little raps last night I thought were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no, he's great. What about Bez?
You know, Baz is a walking miracle. It's a wonder he can actually put one foot in front of the other.
And a happy
he
person.
finds happiness
in everything.
in a mote of dust.
Is he nice to live with, just very quickly?
Yeah, because he tries very hard to be helpful. He's also spectacularly accident-prone, a bit like Ozzy, so that wonderful things are always happening.
And what about Jeremy?
Well,
Big with the ladies, I have to say, out here.
oh, why not? He's gorgeous.
Yeah. Who would you like to win?
It's a faint hope. I would like Bez to win.
Why?
Because he needs the money very badly, I think. And he would make very, very good use of it. He's naturally a very frugal man. He lives in one of the most beautiful parts of the country, where he's very happy, I think, or would be if he wasn't anxious about things. And I'd like Kenzie to come second.
Now, as a whole, did you enjoy it?
No.
Great. I thought you might say that. Jermaine, thank you so much for
It was a
talking
pleasure.
to us. And I'm really,
Talking
really
to
glad
you
did
is the
this
pleasury bit.
interview. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We want it back. Do we want it back? Do we want it back? No. Don't you want it back? I really want it back. No. Drink more. They want it back when they drink more. Today's Cool BBLB is quite simply, how will Jermaine's exit affect the house? Here's how to get in touch. Okie doke, sir. After the break, you can find out what this person thinks of Jermaine's exit. Plus, I'll be joined by a notorious former PA to the FA, Faria Alam, and Gerard Kearns from Shameless. Don't go doing a Jermaine on me. I'll see you in 3. Welcome back to Big Brother's Little Brother. Jermaine has left the building. I repeat, the Greer has exited from the rear of the building. Here's a very quick recap.
I'm leaving. Everybody knows I disapprove of reality television. If you take my advice, you will get me out of here fast.
Thank God! Great God Almighty, free at last.
All right, so before the break, our audience were quite vitriolic about their reaction to Jermaine going. Let's see what they think. Do you think the house will be affected by Jermaine? And what do you think about her departure?
I don't really think we're going to miss her. She was bored. And we were bored of her as well.
You were bored of her too?
Sorry.
Oh, you're the one I hugged. I thought you were going to...
I only enjoyed her cooking and that was it.
You just enjoyed her cooking and that...
Cooking, yeah.
I don't get why she left. She kind of said Big Brother's a bully, but that's the whole point. You don't get what you want when you're a Big Brother. So it's bizarre.
I mean, no, OK. Or you're just itching to say something.
I think it's a bit late for her to get on a high horse now. I mean, she says she doesn't approve of reality TV. Why does she go on?
Well, that's a very valid point. What about over here?
Yeah, I'm really disappointed by Jermaine. You know, she's this strong feminist icon from the 60s, and she's shown herself to be really, really weak. And if other older women on other reality TV shows can stick it, so should she.
Do you not think, though, that it's fair to say that it's quite difficult for someone to go in the house, and none of us can properly comprehend the changing circumstances?
Absolutely, but she's an intelligent woman. She should know the game before she goes in there. She should just cut off from that emotional side. No, I'm really disappointed with her, and I won't be buying any of her books ever again.
Yikes! The pound talks. OK, we're going to get in touch. Today's Cool BBLB is simply how will Jermaine's exit affect the house? Let's move on from this, people. How will Jermaine's exit affect the house? Number to call is 09011 101 101 09011 101 101. Now, the BBL guest net is cast far and wide. After being dragged back onto the trawl, it's amazing what Big Brother fans you can find flapping around the deck. With that in mind, please welcome today's guests. They're Gerard Kearns from Shameless and the young lady who brought the FA to its knees, Faria Alam. Hello. Now, you two go way back.
Back in the day.
Guys, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Firstly, are we enjoying the show? What are we thinking about the whole Jermaine thing and Jackie going in? Are you enjoying it?
I thought Jackie going in was an absolute hoot, did you think?
Yeah.
The pure shock on Bridget's face.
Well, it was almost like a delayed reaction because she was so happy to see it to start with, or she looked so.
Well,
happy to see it.
would you be happy to see your ex-mother-in-law?
And then, like 2 seconds later, she was like, "Oh my God, that is my mother-in-law. Give me a cigarette and Jack Daniels now." And so, what do we both think about Jermaine's departure first? Let's get that out of the way.
Do you think? I'm not sure if it really affects everybody, but I do think that it's a bit of a shame, really, because well, you know, she's a feminist. She has her own opinions. She obviously wanted to. I think she would have stayed there had some things gone her way, like Mr. McCrick. You know, if he kind of gave in to her a little bit more.
She surprised me, though, as to how sort of human she was and how much she sort of got stuck in.
She's just normal.
No, but how much she got stuck in. For an academic, Big Brother, Did you like her?
Yeah, I thought she was dead nice, and also I thought she was kind of like the peacekeeper of the house almost.
Well, this is it now. I mean, I think the house is going to struggle to find its mother figure.
Well, it ain't going to be Jackie.
Do you think it's going to be Jackie still?
I would love it if it's Jackie.
Rambo's mum.
I would literally love it if it was Jackie.
Calling her Rambo's mum.
Sat on the sideboard, chopping carrots. OK, now, we saw her interviewed earlier on. Were you surprised by her opinion of her fellow housemates? I mean, just to go through, she thought Caprice wasn't spontaneous whatsoever. In the house, I thought she got on quite well with her.
I thought she did as well, but then it just goes to show people hide their opinions. I think.
I guess so. Yeah. And I guess in retrospect, it's.
But I found that she was a bit too critical. She was critical of every person. You're not going to get on with every person in life anyway. But when you're joined together with a bunch of people in a house and everyone's more or less a stranger, it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you try to get on instead of making criticism about everybody.
Sure. I mean, to be honest, I think she was so upset by looking at Bridget and thinking she's such an empowered person. I think that she looked at Bridget's situation and thought, I can't really help this. No, it's not my place to help this. So therefore, if I can't help, I'm not going to stay. Now, yesterday, Bridget was shocked to see Jackie enter the house. However, they do seem now to be getting on quite well. This is what's happened over the last 24 hours. Ooh.
Oh my God, Jackie!
Yeah, Jackie.
How are you?
Hello.
This is Sylvester's mom.
Yeah. I don't know if I should feel good or bad about it. I feel like it could go just good, like it could
really turn into a drama.
And for how long have you been married to your new husband?
Just me 6 years. Only 53.
Very cool. It is tricky. You're not sold, are you?
No.
Go on.
I think there's something big to come from that.
Do you think there's going to be an explosion there?
Yeah, I think. Well, I just don't. I think I agree with Bridget Nielsen. I think her mother-in-law is very unpredictable, and she's about to blow her top or say something. She's going to do something. Look, you can't sit there and she clearly said in the diary room, "I'll just warn you, she's Jackie Stallone." You don't make a comment like that about somebody and think, okay.
Sure. How do you think they're going to get on, Sarah?
I think the feelings are just suppressed and waiting to blow. I think once like they do tasks and stuff which bring out, you know, things will kick off definitely.
Sure.
Hopefully.
Moving on, John has suddenly come out of his sort of Diet Coke-induced coma, and he's back now. He's back with us. He's chatting. He spoke his first words yesterday at about 20 to 11, and now he's back. What do we make of John now? Do we miss the old John? I mean, the morose John that's been sort of stalking around the house for the last couple of days?
Well, he's kind of like a sideboard ornament, wasn't he, for a little bit? Because he stopped talking and he kind of faded into the background a little bit, and he was this sulky thing, whatever he was doing, throwing
Big
a tantrum.
baby.
Yeah. It's incredible, though. He said to Kenzie, you're so young and you're weak. And it was like, you haven't had Diet Coke for 2 days. What are you talking about?
Babies, aren't they?
OK, lastly, who do we want to win, guys?
Bez. Definitely. Bez.
Bridget Nielsen.
And Bridget Nielsen.
Come on, Bez!
And who do you think will win?
Jeremy.
Well,
that's because
the good guy. The good guy.
You can't boo Jeremy. Jeremy elicits no boos whatsoever. OK, let's go to the phones. You're going to stay with us for Cool BBLB. Cool BBLB, quite simply, is what effect will Jermaine's exit have on the house? Let's go straight to the phones. Paul in Blackpool. Hello, Paul.
Hi, Dermot.
How you doing, all right?
I'm fine, thanks.
Go for it, Paul.
Right, watching the live stream a little earlier, I think Jermaine's exit may well have been the catalyst needed for John to come out of his sulk. I mean, after all, he did need a reason. He wasn't getting the attention he craved, and he couldn't sulk forever.
Sure.
In fact, he may feel guilty for the way he's been sulking. And again, watching the live stream, Jermaine didn't actually give the housemates a specific reason why she chose to leave the house. And, in fact, all may feel guilty. And
it's quite ironic, isn't it, almost? Because John actually really liked Jermaine, and now sort of her leaving has, like you said, enabled him to kind of come out of this, like, cocoon. Do you think it will save him from eviction when the first eviction happens?
Well, I'm not sure. I think that the first few days he was very entertaining. And then on the third and the fourth day, he went into this sulk. And I think that lost him a lot of friends. You have to remember that Jermaine was the matriarchal character in the house. You know, she was a matriarchal figure. She was cooking before the royal court thing.
Yeah.
And I'd be interested to see, particularly with the younger men like Jeremy and Kenzie, and to some extent Bez, because she did feed them. I mean, who'll cook for them now?
Absolutely.
I mean, their tempers.
Paul, sorry, buddy, I've got to wrap you now.
Yeah, sure, mate.
Great, you should come on as a guest, maybe. That'd be fantastic.
That'd be great.
Just lastly, do you think John can escape nominations or eviction this week?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, they'll want him. He's an entertainer. That guy's like
brilliant.
He's back in it, isn't he?
OK, thank you very much.
Come on, Bez.
Pretty much all we've got time for now. Let's take a quick look at tomorrow's papers. And they're here. OK, first up we have The Sun. Stars fury at Stallone's stunt. Will Jacket in. Next up, the Daily Mirror. Career we go there, leading with, obviously, Jermaine walks off the show. And lastly, the Daily Telegraph. Yeah, you weren't hearing things. I was naive to go on Big Brother Says Greer. That is pretty much all we've got time for. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.